Facebook, with a community of 2.7 billion people, we see the very, very best, and we actually see some of the very, very worst of humanity.
The next question comes from Africa.
בזה אחר זה מציפים עיתונאים מכל העולם את הסוגיות שמטרידות אותם.
My question is about women and technology.
אף אחת מהשאלות שנבחרו לא עסקה ישירות בביקורת שמושמעת בכל העולם על הרשת החברתית.
We have time for one final question from Mexico. Let's ask.
מה קורה? מה השאלה?
So we do expect to continue making investments here and showing people more long-form video.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Excuse me? May I add just one more question? I came from Israel.
Sure.
Thank you.
You know, many of us feel that Facebook knows us better than ourselves. And sometimes it feels like Facebook's algorithms can sense our emotional vulnerabilities and exploit them for profit. Its AI hacks the human brain, so says Roger McNamee, Chris Hughes, Dan Ariely, Yuval Noah Harari, who you just... And it's addictive. Will Facebook ever be less addictive?
So you're asking really a serious question. So we've done a lot of work on psychological well-being. What we did is we figured out with researchers that when you are connecting with real friends and family and when you are engaging with content, that's pretty psychologically healthy for you. It's not addictive in a bad way, and it's positive because you feel less alone, less isolated, more connected. But when people are more passively observing things, that can be more negative psychologically. And we're very committed to psychological well-being, to yours, to mine, to all of ours. And we're going to continue to do that research and continue to make sure that the things we're showing you are the things that will be good for you and not be addicting in any negative way, but will give you a positive psychological benefit. On technology and our algorithms, I'm glad you think we know you so well. Here's what we know. We know who you are connecting to and what you are engaging with. We can't hack into your brain. We don't know you better than you know. None of that stuff is true. But what we do know is what you respond to. That creates a personalized experience. And our algorithms, no one's looking at your stuff. No one's looking at this.
One of the things that she says in that video is Facebook doesn't know you better than you know yourself, or it can't hijack your mind, or it doesn't know these things about you. There's actually proof that papers, there's machine learning based on people's usage patterns, you can predict whether they're lonely or not. Once you predict that people are lonely, Facebook, instead of feeding you even more content that keeps you scrolling mindlessly, which is what they still do, they could show you, here are ways that you could be doing things with your friends. They could actually be healing the social fabric. They could be the largest alleviation for loneliness that we've actually ever invented in society. They could be the anti-loneliness technology. But they're not those things.
This new technology is changing society at a fundamental way. No longer are people connecting on an individual basis. Now anyone can say anything to anyone. The truth is under siege. The world is more polarized. Our civil society is falling apart. That same quote has been written about the printing press, the railroads, the radio, the TV. Now, the fears about technology, they're real. I don't want to downplay them or minimize them. We have a real responsibility to get this right.
I do think that they're trying to change things around. But can we admit that there's a structural problem at the existential basis of the entire business? If you want to change the culture and say, let's not do those things, you almost have to retrain every single person at your company. Because your entire culture was formed in the furnace of addiction, advertising, manipulation.
Our opportunity and our responsibility is to minimize the bad, to allow the good to happen. And that's what we will work hard to do every single day.
Thank you, Cheryl, and
Thank you,
for
guys.
today. Thank you so much.
אני יוצא מפייסבוק בתחושה שהחברה החזקה, העשירה והמתוחכמת הזו מנסה להתמודד עם הבעיות שיצרה יותר מאי פעם, אבל זה רחוק מלהספיק. כל עוד אנחנו לחודים בתוך המניפולציה שמוכרת את תשומת הלב, הזמן והעתיד שלנו למפרסמים, דבר לא ישתנה. כמו במשבר האקלים, אנחנו רק